Hey Instagram. Okay, so today I am going to talk about forgiveness. And I know it's a touchy topic for a lot of people because forgiveness is not something that's easy, right? It's not something that's easy, but it's something that once we do it, we will be better. Alright, so forgiveness is often defined as an individual, voluntary internal process of letting go of feelings and thoughts of resentment, bitterness, anger, and the need for vengeance and retribution towards someone who we believe has wronged us, including ourselves. So, forgiveness is basically letting go of feelings or emotions, resentment, anger, bitterness towards someone or towards ourselves. Now, I know that people, they can hurt us really, really bad, and it's hard to forgive because sometimes, say for example, you get a cut, right? You get a cut and it heals, and yes, it leaves a scar, but guess what? Sometimes the outside is well, but the inside it's not. It has not healed yet. So the scar is still there as a reminder that this person hurts you, and because the person hurts you and you keep seeing the scar, you keep remembering, and so forgiveness will be very, very hard. But there are some benefits of forgiveness. And once you forgive, it will be so much easier to live life, right? Now, there are 9 benefits that I when I was doing my research that I stumbled across, and they are: 1, reduction in negative affect and depression symptoms. So the fact that someone had hurt us or has hurt us, right? Once we forgive, we won't become depressed because we keep seeing the scar. We won't become depressed because we keep remembering the things that they have done to us. It won't become so negative because what we have done is basically let go of that internal feeling and emotion, right? And remember, what's on the inside, it always shows on the outside. It's a reflection. Your outside is a reflection of what's on the inside. So if you are hurting inside, seek help. Do not keep things bottled up inside, because guess what? It will cause you to become bitter, angry. All of those emotions, that's negative. The negative emotions, we don't need to be carrying around any negativity. Alright, the second one is restoration of positive thinking. And as I was saying earlier, we will get rid of the negative thoughts. So once the negative thoughts are out, we'll become positive and we'll see things in a positive light. So what we have to do is to keep forgiving, and so we'll become healthier human beings. Next is restoration of relationships. So someone has hurt us, right? Once we forgive them, the relationship that we once had with that person, it will be renewed, it will be restored. So we don't have to have malice and keep walking around with baggage of malice everywhere we go, because that is a baggage and it's heavy. It's heavy. I can tell you, it's very heavy. You don't need that kind of baggage to be walking around with. All right. The fourth one is reduction in anxiety, and as it relates to relationships, right? You become agitated whenever you see someone who hurts you. It's just like a scar, right? And I'll be using this as my example. It's just like a scar. Once people hurt you, the least little thing or the softest touch to that scar, it's gonna be irritating. And so with that, the softest thing or the least little thing a person says to you, when they hurt you, you become agitated and you just want to lash out at that person. But forgive and move on, right? Les Brown says, forgive and grow. I says, forgive and go. Once you forgive, you'll be able to move lighter. You'll be able to move freely. You don't have to worry about another person, or if you're in a room and you're deliberately avoiding someone just because they hurt you, that's too much work. You don't need to be doing all of that. Just live freely. The next one is strengthen spirituality. That will help you to get closer to God. That will help you to become a better human being, right? And you'll also be able to when you hurt others, it will also help you know to seek forgiveness, so you can get forgiveness for yourself. Imagine, we live in this world, right? And we are sinning daily. whether or not you believe it, we are sinning daily. We give. That's an ability that we can, and the reason why I believe that every single person can forgive is because that's a choice. We get forgiveness as a choice. The Lord placed that choice in us, so we choose whether or not we want to stay mad or angry at someone, or we want to forgive them and move on. The next is raised self-esteem. So you become a better person. You start believing more in yourself, because you don't have to worry about another person or anything that you have done, right? So once you forgive someone, the hurt that they did to you, right, it will cause you to become a better person. So you will understand now, and it will be better for you. And remember, forgiveness is a personal thing. You're forgiving that person for you. You're not forgiving that person for them, you know. I heard a quote where someone said that forgiveness is the most selfish thing that you can do, and that's because you're forgiving the persons that hurt you so that you can feel better, not just feel better, but be better, so you can become a better person. The next one is a greater sense of hope. So now you have an understanding that, listen, alright, life is what it is, but when I forgive, I now believe that when I have hurt people, I will also be forgiven. So it gives you that hope that forgiveness is not just for others out there, but it is also for you. So remember, you know, we are a reflection of what we do daily. So if every day we throw stuff in the air, it's going to come back down. That's gravity. That's a law, right? We bounce a ball on the ground, it's going to go up in the air. So guess what? Whatever we put out, we're getting it back. Whatever we throw out, it's going to come right back. Remember, the world is round, or if it's flat, it doesn't even matter, right? Whatever we put out, we're going to get it back. So if you do not forgive, do not expect to be forgiven. The next one is greater capacity for conflict management, right? You are now able to manage conflicts. So once you are able to forgive, you are now able to, when things go wrong, because you have that ability, that spirituality, that you are a forgiving person, then the person that's hurting you, you now don't have to get up and say, alright, I am going to take revenge. But once you forgive, there, right then and there, what it does, it ceases the war. It causes the war to stop, because once you decide that you're going to take revenge, what it's going to do now, it's going to build war. And that's where we have generational wars, generational crisis. That's where we have countries fighting each other, because no one wants to forgive. When no one forgives, then that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a cycle, a continuous cycle. So we have to learn to forgive, and so that it ends wars and conflicts. And the final one is greater ability to cope with stress and find relief. It might be very surprising, but forgiveness causes you to be relieved. You don't have to worry about the situation. And as I talk about baggage, it's like carrying around garbage daily. Unforgiveness is garbage, because that's something that you do not need in your system. It's something that not a madman, but if you see a man walking around and picking up garbage, right, just picking up garbage, putting it in stuff and walking around with it, you're going to think that man is crazy. You're going to think he's mad. And that's how we are when we walk around with stuff that does not belong to us, right? Unforgiveness is not something that we should have. We should just forgive and move on. We are spiritually mad when we walk around with spiritual garbage. So all we have to do is to forgive and move on. Just like Jesus forgives us, we ought to forgive one another. Stay blessed and forgive. If someone has hurt you, forgive. It is easy, it is light, and that's a choice. I believe that's the easiest choice that we have. Forgiveness is for you, not for the next person, not for the person that hurt